my goodness, guys, you're already having such delicious things this morning. I want to tell you about something delicious that's happening. At the moment, we have got the Big Breakfast Show in the building right here on S3. It is television meets radio. And we're so excited because it is Lelo, DJ Smooth, and Nati who are here to show us how it is done when you are the biggest growing radio station in the country. And today, I'm so excited.
There are 1,500 reasons to get out insurance, car
he's busy
insurance
doing a little bit
today.
of a live read at the moment.
It here.
And it is happening. But I do
car
need us to make sure that we are getting ourselves ready for what we call the biggest celebration of heritage. I am so keen for it to happen. Why? How do you preserve heritage in a world that really is moving so fast? And more than anything else, how do you make sure that culture gets passed on from one generation to another and gets us to a space where we truly feel like even our kids and our kids' kids will remember what it means when we talk about the Xhosa beads, when it means for us to wear umbhaco and so much more. So this is why we're chatting to the people who each and every day are telling every part of the nation exactly what is going on when we talk about our stories being passed on. So everyone, let's give them a feel-good welcome, please. It is the Big Breakfast Show on Expresso. Family, have you guys handled the radio stuff now?
Yes.
Are you good to go? Okay, here we go. This is what we say when we say radio meets television. Yes. Oh my goodness. Guys, I love the fact that you are here today. I mean, when I call you the fastest growing radio station in the country, I don't mean that lightly. I respect you guys so much. The work that you do is so important. And this is why when we talk about how each and every day you're not just speaking to people, but you're allowing stories to be told. I think it's so incredible. And Nati, this is why I want to come to you, please. Okay. Because I'm just like, you know, when we talk about heritage, it can mean so many different things to so many different people, particularly growing up and going from different phases to another. You know, what does it really mean for you when we talk about the definition of heritage, with you being someone that really shares about heritage on such a big platform, but becoming an adult and really being a mother figure on radio?
Heritage for me, I think in the beginning when I was growing up was a very tangible thing. It was beadwork, it was, you know, cultural wear like what I'm wearing now. As you grow older, I think it means a little bit more because you learn that it's not just about your heritage, it's about, you know, the diversity of South Africa, learning about other people's heritage, really getting to know people better and building a better South Africa. I think that's, for me, the difference with what I believed heritage was in the beginning to what it is now. Just growing together as a nation, learning about each other, respecting each other, understanding each other, and building a better South Africa going forward.
That is so beautiful. Tata Matiba would be so proud of that answer, because that's what he fought for, okay? But DJ Smooth, I want to ask you, because I'm just like, you know, with us getting into our heritage in this month, right? But in such a fast-paced world, you could almost sometimes forget about including our culture and our heritage in our everyday lives. How do you guys make sure that you actually do communicate that to the rest of the country in all of the stories that you tell and the way in which you communicate with the whole entire country?
Once again, it's great to be back, and shout out to everyone who's watching Konamante, the Expresso team all over the country. I appreciate you. We love you.
We love you guys.
Being on a national platform and considering that we're speaking to a diverse country, to everyone all over the country and millions of people, we do consider other people who do not follow a certain linear type of a belief system, right? We understand the history of where we come from and what colonialism has done to us as well. And as times go on, more and more people are starting to become awakened, and they're starting to find out more spiritual growth and being in touch with who they are, understanding better about their own Africanness, right? And this Heritage Day, it gives us that opportunity as well to engage. It's a teachable moment with the elders to learn a bit of history. We're interviewing yesterday, Mkhulu Ntsingiza was talking about Inzalo Yelanga, the birthplace of the sun and the most holiest place on the continent, according to the late great Koko Credo Muta, who's passed. So as much as we acknowledge Western Christian beliefs, we also acknowledge people who follow African spirituality and African belief systems as well, because we are an inclusive platform as a broadcaster. We understand that, you know, we're not just broadcasting to a typical top of a grouping. So that's how we do it. We're very versatile, we're very open, we're also very respectful of what all of our listeners represent.
100%. And I think that that's the beautiful thing about South Africa, is how we respect each other's cultures, right?
Because we're a melting pot of different cultures and traditions.
100%.
You know what I mean? We've got to learn to live together. We've got to learn to understand and respect one another.
100%. And Lelo, I have to ask you, because like I said, you know, heritage means different things to us at different phases in our lives.
Yes, it does.
With you, how have you leaned more into your heritage over the last couple of years, you know, as opposed to 5-10 years ago?
You know, the thing is, I've always identified not as Umxhosa, because but also I lean to the fact that I'm an African. I mean, my mother, ke Motswana, you know, Mam Selina Mzata, Wakakai, ke Motswana. And the thing is about it is that I lean to the fact that I'm an African first. I'm an African first, and I embrace a lot of African cultures in the way that I do things, in the way that I see the world, in the music that I consume and listen to. And that's the thing about me, is that I practice being African first.
That's so beautiful. I love that. And we are African first at the end of the day. Guys, I'm so excited for us to hang out together. And I love the fact that you are stationed here until 9 a.m. You're not going anywhere. And Expresso family, you got to make sure that you do not go anywhere as well, because we're going to be continuing this conversation with the Big Breakfast Show, all in the name of celebrating Heritage Month. And more than anything else, making sure that you remember who you are as a South African. Right about now, though, it is time for us to jump on into a little bit of an ad break. We'll see you on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Shape
it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, indeed. And Mzansi, right about now, we are getting into the most beautiful marriage ever. Yes, it is radio meets television. We got the Big Breakfast Show from Radio 2000 with us today at the Samsung DQX in Johannesburg. And it is all in the name of celebrating Heritage Month in a way that we could have never done so, you know, without people who I feel like are such, not just respectable figures in this country, but truly people who stand for so much when we talk about being people who are in our entertainment industry, who really allow us to be proud as South Africans. So we're still with Nathi Lelo and Smoo, and we are getting into what does heritage actually mean to us, especially in this fast-paced world. So Smoo, I need you to kick us off, because this is something that I have for a very long time always wanted to fight. And then I think I got to a point where I was just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna accept it. Some people call it Bride Day. It is what it is. How do you feel about that term Bride Day? Do you feel like it takes away from our Heritage Day and actually celebrating our culture? Or are you somebody who's like, no, man, like it's fine, let's celebrate Bride Day and Heritage Day?
First up, I just got a WhatsApp message from my mother reprimanding me. You can't be wearing shades, you're disrespectful.
Yes, Mama. Mama, we thank you. Enkosi.
I'm trying to be cool on TV. My mom is like, hey, take off those shades.
I love her.
Hello, Mama.
Oh, hi, Mommy. Siyakuthanda.
I think, you know, ever heard of a word cultural expropriation? Right? So I kind of feel there's people who take advantage of certain holidays. And, for their own personal benefit. And corporate, let me not say corporate, let me say capital. Capital will always see an opportunity to make money out of any situation. And I kind of feel it's one of those cases, right? Where people are taking advantage of a meaningful country's holiday to turn it into a capitalistic opportunity to make money. Although, you know, it is our culture as South Africans to brag, it's part of. But it's a sub. The bigger picture says, let's respect what this day represents, right? Let's be inclusive and represent what everybody stands for, right? People like myself, I have been on my own journey for the past couple of years. It's been quite an interesting journey, a roller coaster ride, but I've learned quite a lot and I'm becoming a better man every day, finding out my African roots, you know what I mean?
I love that. And you're so right about capitalism doing that. But let's make some time for sports. And when we come back to Johannesburg, we're going to be getting into this conversation some more. Mzansi, do not go anywhere. I'm talking about that fact that we need to go back to Cape Town. We'll see you in a little bit.
The 28-year-old